Field hockey, women's soccer, and women's volleyball enter postseason action this week, while the winter teams kick off their new seasons. All that and more coming up on this week's edition of Panther Rewind. Welcome everybody into the crossover edition of Panther Rewind, brought to you by Biedermans Deli, Dan Salzer, alongside my partner as always, and Chris Kilmer.
The volleyball team split a tri-match at Eastern Connecticut on Saturday, wrapping up the Little East Conference regular season with a three-way tie atop the standings. Plymouth State earns its fourth share of an LEC regular season title. Following the application of the league's tiebreakers, Plymouth State was awarded the third seed and began its march toward a conference title against sixth-seeded Southern Maine on Tuesday night. The Panthers were dominant throughout, holding the Huskies to a negative .086 attack percentage, while junior Karabeth Norklin alone nearly matched the entire Huskies' offensive output, finishing with 12 kills. Four other Panthers finished with at least 4 kills, as the balanced offensive attack was more than enough for a convincing 3-0 win, with each set being decided by more than 10 points. Plymouth State heads to second-seeded Eastern Connecticut tomorrow night with a chance to exact revenge on the Warriors. First serve is set for 7 o'clock.
After wrapping up the regular season with a 2-1 double overtime loss in Little East Conference action at Eastern Connecticut State this past Saturday, the women's soccer team made a return trip to Mansfield, Connecticut last night to take on the Warriors in the first round of the Little East Conference tournament. PSU applied pressure in the first half, holding a 5-2 shot on goal advantage at the break, but the game remained scoreless after the first 45 minutes. The best chance for the Panthers came in the final 2 minutes of the opening half when junior Mallory Lloyd bounced a shot off the crossbar. PSU continued where they left off after the break, forcing the Warriors keeper to make a number of saves in the early moments of the second half. Eastern Connecticut found their groove in the midpoint of the second half, though, rattling off 6 shots, but it wasn't until the 83rd minute when the Warriors capitalized on a penalty kick to go up 1-0. PSU had one final push 3 minutes later when sophomore Lizzie Block ripped off a shot but was ultimately saved, securing the victory for Eastern Connecticut State. With the loss, the Panthers finished the season at 8-10.
The football team struggled to get into an offensive rhythm on Saturday in a 28-10 loss at Bridgewater State. After averaging over 33 points a game through the first 6 weeks, the Panthers have scored just 17 points in the last 3 games. Senior David Hamilton picked up 77 yards on the ground and scored the Panthers' lone touchdown as the Bears erased a 3-0 deficit with 28 straight points. Hamilton continues to climb the list of the program's leading rushers, and with 2,474 career rushing yards is now just 29 shy of moving into 5th place all-time. Plymouth State will take advantage of its bye week this weekend before wrapping up the season at WestCon on November 16th.
Field hockey wrapped up the regular season on a high note, taking on the Owls of Westfield State in Little East Conference action this past Saturday at the Holderness School. Before the game, PSU honored their 5 seniors playing in their final home game of their career. Kylie Ham, Kate McPherson, Kaylee Rafferty, Keely Bartolini, and Maddie Kabasakalian were all recognized in a brief ceremony. Thanks to junior Haley Wakefield's second career hat trick and classmate Jess Dissler's 4 saves, the Panthers went on to win 3-0 and secure the 7th seed in the LEC tournament. Tuesday night saw the Panthers return to the tournament for the second time in 3 years as PSU traveled to number 2 ranked Keene State in a quarterfinal matchup. The Owls came out strong in the first half, scoring in the 5th minute of action off a penalty corner, and Keene State would double their lead at the end of the first quarter. The Panthers responded with pressure early in the second quarter when Kylie Ham inserted a penalty corner to Kate McPherson, but her shot was ultimately saved on her second attempt. The Owls would tack on 2 more goals in the second half to take a 4-0 lead, but PSU fought to the end, firing off multiple shots in the final minute, but could not find the back of the cage. The loss wraps up the Plymouth State season as the Panthers finish the year with an 8-10 record.
Women's swimming and diving opened its new campaign with a strong showing at the Louise Goodrum Invitational on Saturday. Sophomore Madeline Svetten and senior Casey Allaire led the way for the Panthers in the non-scoring event. Svetten finished in the top 10 in all 5 of her individual events, including 3 third-place finishes, while Allaire was named the LEC Diver of the Week after sweeping the competition, earning wins on both the 1-meter and 3-meter boards. PSU is back in the pool on Friday for a dual meet at in-state rival Colby Sawyer.
The men's and women's cross-country teams both had very strong performances at this past weekend's Little East Conference Championships hosted by UMass Dartmouth on Saturday. On the men's side, freshman Michael Olson posted the fastest 8K time for a first-year runner in program history to help pace PSU to a third-place finish with a time of 25:49.93. Olson and senior Noah Byington each earned all-LEC recognition after the duo posted top 10 finishes. Freshman Michael Barrett and Brent Coop each captured top 20 finishes, while sophomore Ben Platt finished 25th, and junior Jared Wolf came home in 28th. Olson's time is nearly a minute faster than his previous best, with only 2 runners posting faster times in program history. On the women's side, sophomore Kim Bowles shattered the program record in the 5K while taking 4th overall to lead PSU to a third-place finish with a time of 19:07.66, 23 seconds faster than the previous school record. Bowles and senior Eve Bagley claimed all LEC honors after their top 10 performances over the weekend. Sophomore Mia DeMarco and junior Leanne Burgess each finished in the top 20 to help pace the Panthers. The top 7 for PSU finished 3 minutes and 37 seconds apart, while the top 5 averaged times of 20:02.85, which was second best at the championship race. Both teams will have a 2-week break before traveling to Bowdoin College on November 16th to compete in the NCAA Division III New England Regional Championships.
Women's ice hockey was stunned by NCAA Division I Franklin Pierce University in the season opener last night, falling 5-4 in overtime. Plymouth State held a 4-1 lead with 3:31 left in regulation before the Ravens erupted with 3 straight goals to send the game into overtime. And the Ravens completed the improbable comeback with a goal midway through the overtime period. Despite the setback, freshman Becca Bridge was solid between the pipes, posting 50 saves in her first career game, while senior Alexis Fagan added to her program record with her 23rd career goal. The Panthers opened the home schedule with an NEHC clash against Suffolk on Friday night.
Men's soccer battled 23rd-ranked Eastern Connecticut State University this past Saturday at home, but ultimately fell 2-1 to wrap up the 2019 season. Eastern Connecticut State held a 1-0 lead at the half, but junior Eric Armstrong, with his team-high 3rd goal of the season, netted the Panthers' lone goal in the contest to even the score. However, the Warriors would take the lead for good in the 81st minute. PSU finished the tough season with a 1-11-3 record and missed the postseason for the 4th straight year.
Wrestling kicked off its new campaign with a home tri-duel against Rhode Island College and the University of Southern Maine on Saturday. Southern Maine entered the day as the 6th-ranked team in New England and showed why after earning a sweep. Sophomore Will Jarvis was the lone Panther to score points in a 38-3 setback to the Anchormen, earning a 5-4 decision at 125 pounds, while PSU had 6 freshmen in its rotation. Jarvis was a bright spot in a 36-9 loss to Southern Maine as well, earning a win by fall in 4 minutes and 3 seconds to kick off the match, while freshman Tyler O'Mara picked up his first career win with a 10-4 decision at 141 pounds. The Panthers make the short trip to New England College on Saturday for a 5 p.m. dual meet.
Despite freshman Brendan Brawley's 39-save effort in his collegiate debut, the Plymouth State men's ice hockey team fell in their season opener against non-conference opponent Salve Regina 5-0 this past Friday night to kick off the 2019-2020 season. Brawley was tested early and often, but made a number of quality saves in the opening frame. Salve Regina broke through in the final minute of the opening period and notched a power play goal midway through the second to take a 2-0 lead. PSU was unable to capitalize on a 5-on-3 opportunity later in the second period, while the Seahawks would add 3 more goals in the third period to close out the game. The Panthers will kick off their title defense when they travel to Fitchburg State on Thursday night for the MASCAC opener against the Falcons at 7 p.m.
That'll do it for another edition of Panther Rewind. Be sure to join Dan and I live at Biedermans Deli next Wednesday, November 13th, for a special edition live show starting at 6 o'clock. We'll be interviewing fall sports athletes and coaches as we turn the calendar to winter sports action. We hope to see you there.